where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. Sing it with me. Where there seems to be no way, he works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. Indeed, it's a beautiful evening, and I welcome you all to another exciting, healing laden Saturday on the Y.W.W.B initiative. My name is Rosemary Henry Eze, and I coordinate the affairs of the initiative. Thank you for having us always. The music playing in the background is the music or the songs by the well-renowned Don Muen. And it says, God will make a way. And what better song do we play for the topic of tonight? If not, a reminder that God will always make a way. Like we said, we do not run religious platforms. If not, hello, Mama. We do not run a religious platform. Like we said, Ma, please do not let me mute your mic. Let me mute your mic. Thank you. Ma, please mute your mic. It's echoing. Why am I not able to bring mommy in now? Facebook. Now, wow. Okay. So thank you. It's another Saturday. I'm not even seeing our presenters, but I think that's how we're going to do today's one. I'm not seeing you, mommy. Oh. But no, I believe you are live here, but you guys are not. You people are not showing. Sorry, you are not showing in camera. I don't know why it is that way. Yes, you are in, but you are. I can't see you on camera. I can only see myself. I can't see you, no our. But let's just go ahead to save time. So, mommy, please, did you go out again? Please, if you can hear me, I want you to please respond.
I can hear you.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Welcome, ma. Mommy, can you hear me? You can hear me. I want you to please respond. Okay, ma. Thank you so much. I think we should. Welcome, ma. Mommy, can you hear me? You can hear me. I want you to please respond. Okay, ma. Thank you so much. I think we should. Welcome, ma. Mommy, can you hear me? Please, hey, mommy, are you using two phones? It's echoing. It's echoing.
I've turned one off. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Shane, no echo. Yes, I can hear you. I think mommy has gone. Okay. Facebook, very, very unpredictable. Good evening, everyone. And like I said, it's a very wonderful Saturday on the Y.W.W.B initiative. We are not discouraged. No, Facebook, that one cannot discourage us. The vision is what we are working towards, and the wholeness of the woman is at the core of our vision. Thank you so much for joining us. And today we are here to actually discuss the topic. You have to come in again. You're saying you are. So we are here to talk on the topic, managing anxiety and stress in a busy world. So, mommy, please take over. Mommy, check, mama. Mommy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can
Oh,
hear you.
put one of your this in on silent. It's echoing. I can hear myself from your background. On silent, it's echoing. I can hear myself.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, I can see here. Silence here completely.
Is it okay now?
No, I can still hear myself. Silence here completely.
Okay.
No, I can come back. Ma, you have to silence it. You can go back and watch later.
Okay.
It's echo. I can come back. Ma, you have to silence it. You can go back and watch it. And I think why am I seeing it on another device and I'm not seeing? Maybe it's my phone. I don't know. Please, Ma, you are seated in a landscape form. Can you do your phone to portraits?
Okay.
Is that our guests?
Yeah, I've done it.
Okay, ma. Funny enough, from this, I think it probably is coming from my own. Oh no, Asha knew me.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you take an action like that, it doesn't, come up immediately. So after a little while, it will take its shape. So I've put it back into portrait form. So can you see me?
Well, when I'm looking at another device, I can see you. That's the funny thing. But on this live, I'm not seeing. But let's go ahead. So that goes. I can see you from another device. Wow, like I'm watching it, I can see you. But you can see me, ma.
Honestly, I'm not seeing you again.
It is well. Please, when you can continue to make audio, yeah. Let's continue with the audio. Okay, so as our custom is, I don't know why mommy didn't keep pushing mommy out. I don't know. As our custom is, we usually read out the biography of the biography of our speaker, and I will do that without wasting much or taking much of our time. Elizabeth Chidinma Adedayo is a certified social worker with a strong academic and professional background. She holds a Master of Arts, that's MA in social work, from the University of Wolverhampton, and a Bachelor of Science in Economics from Osun State University. Additionally, she earned a higher national diploma in business administration and management for Federal Polytechnic at Ekiti. Elizabeth completed her primary and secondary education in Lagos. In 2012, she began her career as an account officer, at President Paints Nigeria. In 2017, she became the managing director of Mustard Seed Bakery in Osun State, a role she continues to hold. Most recently, in 2024, Elizabeth joined Stoke City Council as a social worker. Elizabeth is happily married to Kolawole Adedayo, and together they are blessed with 2 children. Like we will say in the church, they said, with Jesus, mommy, I'm not able to bring you, saying you have technical problem. God will help. See, this person was unable to join because of technical issues. So you can see now, ma, that we thought we tried that it's not really from your end.
Yeah.
It's Facebook that is.
I was thinking that what's going on, and
It's
sometimes
Facebook.
like then during the day, then there was a lot of live programs. So I was thinking that might be the reason, but since it's still persisting,
It's,
then it's just
it's,
it's from them.
it's possible. So I'm actually I'm my our host. She comes in and the thing throws her out again, and I'm trying to bring her in and saying she has technical problem. So, well, trying to bring her in again. I'm not the host for this month. So, okay, mommy, welcome, Motika, give me one. Motika, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, while she's trying to fix her, this is so apologies, ma. We don't usually have it this bad. So Facebook is there. So thank you so much, and apologies for this. This is actually Facebook technical issues. And this evening we'll be talking on the topic managing anxiety and stress in a busy world. We all know that the world we live in is busy. We from one level or thought of achievement or hustle to another. And we want to say a big mommy, please mute. I'm talking about me mute. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone for always joining us. And as our custom means, please, once you join us, just tell us where you are joining us from. And this is solely to say thank you for staying, with us on this journey of the wholeness of the woman. And we say, even though we know that this platform is all about a woman and her wholeness, but we always have our men come support us, and their contribution have been immense. Unfortunately, my husband will not be joining. If not, he would have joined. No, he would have joined us. He will not be joining us for today because he is en route our village for my mother-in-law's burial. So thank you so much, everyone. And want to say thank you, Ma, for joining us. Please, you have the floor. Miss Elizabeth, Ma, are you here with us?
Yes, I am. I can hear you loud
Okay,
and
Ma.
clear.
Okay, Ma. Please, Ma, proceed with so that we don't take much of your time again. Time is last spent.
All
Let's
right.
proceed. Yes,
So
please.
good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you to um, our hosts for inviting me and the initiator for this program. I really sincerely appreciate it, and I do not take this for granted. It's an honor to be here this evening. Despite the technical issues, I think we've been test running since afternoon. I just had that urge that we should, when I chatted her up and we started test running, but fortunately we are still at it, still battling with the technical issues. But how be it, we will have the time to just share the little experience we've got, and there will be room for us to ask questions. So before me this evening, I've been introduced. My name is Elizabeth, and I've been asked to speak on managing anxiety and stress in a busy world. Anxiety and stress in a busy world. Is our word busy? Yes, our word is busy. We'll be busy. We always be busy. Now, does anxiety exist and stress? Yes. Anxiety and stress exist and will always exist. Now, is there anyone who can be free from stress and anxiety? Or is there anyone that has never experienced stress and anxiety? The answer is no. Either young or old, of all ages, even babies, they experience stress and anxiety. So while I will be changing the topic a bit, like the topic says managing anxiety and stress. So I will be saying managing stress and anxiety. The reason being that I'm going to start with stress, then I'll move to anxiety, then we talk about um I'm going to talk about what stress is, what anxiety is, what are the symptoms, then how can we manage it? What are the causes? Then how can we manage it? So those are the things I'm going to be looking at in a short while. I will try as much as possible to not take too much of our time. As much as I can, I'm going to share personal experiences and experiences that are really not personal, but maybe through my practice, I've been able to learn a little through education, through knowledge. I've been able to, have a little know a little about it. I will share as much as I can. I want to say I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a little girl who has the opportunity to do a touch of a little psychology and all that, but I'm not a psychologist. So I might not be so specialist in discussing the deepness of anxiety, because anxiety is a broad topic, it's a very broad topic. So I'll dwell more on stress, touch on anxiety, then God will help us. So what's really stress? What's stress? So stress is a state of worry, a state of tension, anything that makes our body react to being threatened or when we are under pressure. So it's a state of worry. We are so tensed, we are under tension, we are under pressure. Our body is reacting to something. So with stress, there's something triggering it. There's always a trigger. There's something pushing us to be uneasy with ourselves. There must be a cause that is making us, react that way, making us worry, making us not feel comfortable. There is something. That's one thing with stress. So there's a cause. There's something you can really tie it to. And stress can happen to anyone, can happen to babies, and that's why you just see babies crying, and in our word we say, why are you crying? There is something making that child feel uncomfortable. There's something making that child feel uncomfortable, and that's why that child is reacting that way. So most times when we react negatively, there is something that is triggering that reaction. There's a trigger to that reaction. And that's why it's not good to be judgmental. You don't just see someone and begin to judge the person. It's always good to look, to reason, to think it through before saying something about somebody, because you do or might not know what is making that person react that way. So that's stress. Now, anxiety. What is anxiety? So, in a layman definition, I will say anxiety is an elder brother of stress. Anxiety is like an elder brother of stress. So, stress grow, it grows and leads to anxiety, because anxiety is a feeling of when you're fearful, you're scared, you're worried. But the difference between stress and anxiety is that anxiety, one, is persistent. Anxiety is persistent, and anxiety most times is not tied to something. When I was explaining stress the other time, I said there's a trigger to stress. But most times with anxiety, you might not really see that thing that is triggering it. Now with stress, the trigger, once the trigger is sorted, is the thing that is causing the stress is attended to, you've been able to achieve it, the fear goes away. For example, if you've got an exam you want to write, you'll be so worried. Most times it happens to me when I have an exam, and maybe some minutes before the exam, I'm trying to reflect on what I have read to see if I can remember what I have read. And most times I go blank. I go blank and I begin to feel worried that, oh my God, I hope I have prepared. I hope I won't fail. So, you begin to feel uneasy. Or maybe you go for a job interview, if you have been in a job interview before, and before you go in, your heart will be beating so fast. You are under stress because of that interview. Now, when you go into that interview and you are able to deliver well, you notice that when you come out, you feel uneasy, you feel different, you feel happy. You could feel other way, you might not feel too happy. So, have I answered this well? But that stress, that pressure just dries down, it drives away. But with anxiety, even after accomplishing that thing that is making you feel uneasy, you still feel it. You still feel it. You still feel worried. You still feel fearful. So it's persistent. It's something that continues. So is stress or anxiety a bad thing? No, it's not. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when we are under stress, it motivates us to push more, do better, giving our best, try more so that we can come out successful. Now, it is when it becomes persistent, when it begins to affect our daily lives, when it begins to affect how we react to things, that we need to watch it. We need to watch it. It happens to everybody. It happens to both men, women, children, old and young. Now, there are different types of stress. Let me just run through so that there are types. They said there are psychological stress. Psychologists will be able to understand better. There are psychological stress, and psychological stress affects our body, our brain, the way we react to things, the way we react to situations. For instance, when you're used to a routine and you write out your daily routine, you just know what your daily routine is. You're already feeling worried. Oh, how will I achieve all these things? That's the kind of routine stress. It's a psychological kind of stress. Your mind is there. You'll be thinking when you're supposed to be sleeping, you're thinking about, oh, how will I do A, B, C, D, E, F, everything at the same time. So it can make us stressful. Then there are there's another kind of stress that is called the sudden negative stress. Sudden negative stress. These are kind of stress that come as a result of illness, come as a result of losing a job, when you're facing financial difficulty, when you're in an unhealthy relationship, or when you're going through separation or divorce, you can experience this sudden negative stress. And because why it is called sudden, it's not planned for. It's not part of your daily routine. It's not part of your day-to-day activities. It's not something you are expecting to happen. It's not something you have planned, or it's not something that you are used to. Nobody will just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, today as I'm going to work, I'm going to lose my job." It's not planned, so it's sudden and it's a negative one because it doesn't come with a happy feeling. Nobody is happy when they lose their job. Nobody is happy when they are ill. Then their traumatic stress, maybe that is caused by accidents, death, disaster. That's the kind of stress. Acute stress is a short time one, but it just goes away quickly. Like the example I gave, taking an exam, going for a job interview. Then we have a kind of stress that is called the chronic one. So it's the one that lasts longer, and this is the one that, if not well taken care of, can lead to anxiety. And this one comes as a result of financial problems. Most times, financial problems is one of the causes of chronic stress. Most times, we put financial burden on ourselves. We cause the stress. They are self-induced. We put them on ourselves. One, because of societal pressure. Because of societal pressure, we are running. Those of us that are not in Nigeria, for instance, we are packing shifts. Packing shifts. We will not sleep. We will not create time for ourselves because we want to achieve so many things at the same time. No. Then when we are finding it difficult at work, we are not getting it right at work, we are under pressure, the task at work is too much. When it becomes persistent, it's a chronic type of stress. Then when we are not happy in our relationship, some of us maybe you're facing marital challenges, you could experience stress. Then when you are having problems with children, raising children is a very difficult task and it can be stressful. It can really be stressful when you're trying to make sure that they get it right, they do well in everything, and we forget so easily that we went through some experience, we had some experience, and those experiences made us better persons. But we parents of nowadays, we are so careful
Yes,
that we
yes.
want our children not to make any mistakes. We want them to be first position, we want them to be good at everything, and we just put ourselves under unnecessary pressure. And we forget that we are not good at everything. I'm not good at everything. I've got my own lapses. So why will I expect my child to be good at everything? Why will I want my child to be there? So when I just place that goal on my child, I want my child to be this. I'll be thinking about my child all the time. I'm going through chronic stress. So let's take it easy. Let's take it easy. And like I said, anxiety too has its own types. We have the generalized anxiety, and that's come as a result of excessive worry. We worry about every day, you know, worry about things, worry about, things that we shouldn't worry about. We worry about our everyday life. So that's a general form of generalized anxiety, and it happens to everybody. Generalized anxiety, most times we experience it because we our daily life, our daily routine, there are things we want to achieve on a daily basis. There are things we want to achieve on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. So we are always under pressure. We want to meet this, we want to meet that, we want to do this, we want to achieve all the goals at the same time. So we are under tension, we are stressed. Then when we are having troubles of feeling nervous all the time without any reason, so that person might be experiencing generalized anxiety. Then when we worry too much, when we are restless, when we have trouble relaxing, when we have trouble concentrating, sometimes somebody might say, does this happen? Yes, it has happened to me. There was a time that when I read, I go blank. I can't concentrate because of, I was just troubled. And I think the most recent one was when I moved to the United Kingdom. You know, it's it takes a lot of support network, it takes a lot of support system. It takes you coming down to say, okay, calm down to yourself for you to get it right. When you move, you leave a system that you are used to a new system. If you're not careful, you will notice that, oh, it's not easy, it's difficult. Starting life afresh again can be very difficult, can be really stressful. So when you're having trouble falling asleep too, is another reason why we experience generalized anxiety. And children too, they experience it when they worry about their performance in school, especially when we put them under pressure, we want them to get it right at all times. Children too feel worried, and that can affect their performance at school. Then there was a time to children too, they feel worried about catastrophes like earthquake and wars. You know, there was a time that in my daughter's school, they were teaching them about the World War II, the World War II. And when she comes home, she tells me about it. But at night, she won't be able to sleep. She won't be able to sleep. So I now asked her, why can't you sleep in your bedroom? She'll say, oh, mommy, let me come and sleep in your room. Why can't you sleep in your bedroom? We've got a big bed. Go and enjoy your sleep. She will say, I hope war will not happen today. Which war? The World War II that happened. They said children were dying. So I have to tell her, I said, please, World War II happened long years ago. Even your mom, I was not born then. So they are just telling you because you are taking history in school. You should be able to know what has happened in the past. This is our World War II cannot happen here. So you can imagine, as a little child, she's just 10. She just turned 10 recently, not being able to sleep because of war that has happened long years ago. So that can also form a kind of anxiety. Then adults too, most times we experience generalized anxiety due to job security, performance, health, finances, our well-being, completing house chores sometimes. We can feel anxious. So the kind of generalized anxiety and stress, they are kind of interwoven. So, but when you are experiencing anxiety, you are going to the level of panic disorder, then you need health attention. You are going to the level that you are experiencing a panic anxiety disorder. You need medical attention. What's that panic anxiety disorder? This one is a type of anxiety that brings a sudden wave. You just begin to fear. you know, and sometimes you may experience physical symptoms like heart attack. Please take a break. Number one, you need to calm down. Calm down. When you just feel uneasy without anything, it means you have allowed your anxiety, it has been piled up, and you have allowed it grow, and it has moved to that level. So the question is, what are you worrying about? Number one, if what you are worrying about is not something that can be solved by a man, that the solution is not man-made, please, I'm saying please, just drop it. If it's not something man can solve, this one, it's a deity that can solve it. It is God Almighty that can solve it. Why kill yourself? Sometimes with our children, we worry, we want them to get it perfect, want them to be the best. You want your child to be a doctor, you want your child to be this. Don't kill yourself, because there's somebody. We all did not fall. We were created by God, and there's a reason why we are created. And the one who created us knows where he's taking us to. So please, don't let us worry. Don't let us get to a level where we will not be able to sleep, have sound sleep. God that created us knows that we need to sleep. In fact, there was a time I was telling my friend that these days I don't know why I just wake up. But all of a sudden I felt it, so I had to say, please, I want to sleep. I'm not owing anybody. In fact, there was a day I put on my post that if I'm owing you, please don't worry. Just pray for me. I won't die. I will pay you. Pay you. Why won't I sleep? But these days I noticed I sleep very well. And there was a day I just came back from work. I wanted to, after freshen up, and wanted to go to bed. So I was praying, and I said, God, let me enjoy some sleep. And my husband said, what kind of prayer point is that? You must not even ask for before you put your head on the pillow, you have gone. I said, why won't I sleep? Please, I won't sleep, because I understand it's good to sleep. So we shouldn't allow anything bother us. We should be able to sleep. So another final type of anxiety I'll talk about before going to some symptoms, then how to manage it, is social anxiety. Some people, they are always worried when they are going to be scrutinized, when they are going to be evaluated, where they are going to be judged. Now, today I want to tell us something. If you're going to a place where you'll be scrutinized, where you'll be told yes or no, always have it at the back of your mind that there are two things that will happen. It's either I am giving a yes, I am giving a no, and it's not the end of the world. Now, if it's a yes, that's fine. It means I've done it well. Now, if it's a no, it means they've told me one way I haven't done it right. Do we understand that?
Yes.
If it's a no, it means they've told me one way I haven't done it right.
Yeah.
If it's a no. So it means that one way I haven't done it right has been crossed out. Then I've got other ways I can try to get it right. So we should never feel uneasy because maybe we are going through a job interview, or in your place of work you feel you're not getting it right. The truth is, if you're not getting it right, if you're at work, it is expected that you are trained. If it is expected that you are trained. It is expected that your employer trains you to become better, and it's expected that you also give yourself to training. So whatever you can't do better now, there are better times that you will even do it better if you go through the right training, if you go through the right learning. Then another thing I want us to know is that nobody is perfect. So don't always be too hard on yourself that, I didn't say it right, I didn't say it the right way. All we just need to, we should always give ourselves to training, we should give ourselves to learning. Then when we are going for an occasion, a social gathering, or something that we are going to be scrutinized, will be evaluated, or will be judged, let's take time to prepare, and let's have the positive energy. Let's have positive people around us so that we can do better. Don't let us go in with a negative mindset. So if you're experiencing any form of anxiety, I want to say, please speak out, especially men. Men, I'm a man, and you begin to cool it in. Don't cool anything in. Speak out. Please speak out. If you begin to cool it in as a man, the thing will pile up, and before you know it, your BP will be going up. They say you have high blood pressure. But when you speak out, speaking out, you have eased yourself. So you are not the only one carrying the burden. If you are married, it's now you and your wife. You begin, two heads are better. So you put a solution, get a solution to the problem. So what are the symptoms? For physical symptoms, when you're stressed or you're facing anxiety, this constant headache, or you are having migraine. Migraine is when you are having I don't know if people can see me, but at the back of your head, you are feeling this headache, constant. Please, you need to address it on time, because sometimes they will say, somebody fell and he was very healthy, he wasn't sick, he died. It's because there are things that person is going through. You don't judge a book by the cover. Some people, they will look so beautiful, but the things going on in their mind, they are so great, so wonderful. Please always speak out. Always speak out. Don't cool things. So when you are noticing headache, you are noticing constant headache at the back of your head, it means you are stressed. I'm not a doctor, but you can confirm. It means you are stressed. You are going through stress. Then muscle tension, your body is aching you, fatigue, rapid heartbeat. Your heart is beating. Let's take it easy. Let's take it easy. Too tomorrow will take care of itself. Then we have some people, they can't even eat well. They will just be sweating. They'll be having trouble sleeping. If you are having trouble sleeping, just I don't know what you can do, but you need to take things off your mind, because if your mind is heavy, you might be having trouble sleeping. Eat well, have a cold bath if you're in a place where you can take a cold bath. If you cannot take a cold bath, have a warm bath, and cool, have a bath, eat what you feel like eating, then go to bed and sleep. Then emotional symptoms: feeling overwhelmed, helpless, emotional symptoms, we react because of how we are stressful. We have mood swing. And that's why we African mothers, because we are under stress, when our children are asking us questions and you have answered the first time and you have answered the second time, the third time you say, okay, put it on my head. You just say, Milori, like, what did you say I should do? Or you say, oh, the thing you asked me to go and get, mommy, I can't find it. You say, the next thing, you give a negative response that showed you a funny, because we are under stress. So, mood swing, we are not happy, and we just begin to, we begin to throw the reaction of not being happy on our children. Then increased feelings of sadness. You are just sad. You are just sad. You are depressed. Nothing makes you happy. It's either you're experiencing stress or you're going through anxiety. Then difficulty concentrating on making decisions. Difficulty concentrating on making decisions. I'm going to try to answer all the questions at the end of. I just want to run through how to manage this stress and anxiety. How to manage stress and anxiety. But before I do it, I also want to talk about behavioral symptoms like procrastination. When you procrastinate, you are going through stress. When you procrastinate, and that's one of the things a lot of us do. Even me, I myself, I do it. I procrastinate. I will do it now. I will do it tomorrow. Before you know it, the things, your tasks, your to-do list will be piling up. So don't let us procrastinate. Then when we avoid responsibilities, then overeating, some of us use of alcohol, caffeine, smoking, drugs. It's not a way to deal with stress and anxiety. It's not. We are just making it worse. We are making it worse. Then most times we withdraw from social gathering. Then we forget things easily. That's another symptoms. Racing thoughts, constant worry, forget things easily, negative talk feelings and feelings of failure, difficulty focusing or staying organized. So those are some of the symptoms. Now, how do we manage it? So many things I've said. How do we manage it? Now, one of the ways to manage stress is good planning. Good planning. Good planning, proper time management. Now, everyone has a dream. Like me, as a woman, as a young girl growing, I was confused at a point. But one thing I knew that I wasn't confused about was that I want to be a woman that is independent financially. That's one, I wasn't confused. But how I will get there, I did not know. I wasn't sure. I wasn't confused. I want to be a woman where that financially I will be independent. Now, when I say financial independence, there are grades, there are levels. So when we are setting our goals, we should ask ourselves some questions. Are we setting our goals for the right reasons? Are they for the right reasons? If they are, the goals we are setting, are they achievable goals? So, because when we set goals that are not achievable, we will put ourselves under pressure, under stress. We will do things that we are not supposed to do. Do we have the if we have? It's good to have a good goal. It's good to have a good dream. It's good to have a good job. It's good to dream for good things. But why? One good way to achieve those dreams and goals is to plan well. And a very good example I want to give is when we want to eat. If I want to eat my food now, I have my food in my plate. Now, the food in my plate is my dream, the goal I want to achieve. Now, I've not seen somebody who wants to eat and we just carry the whole plate and put it into his mouth at once. I've not seen. So if I want to eat my food, I want to take my food in, what will I do? I'm going to take my cutlery and I'm going to cut my food into portions that will be easy for me to chew and swallow down my throat. I know that if I take the whole portion of my plate at once and I put it in my mouth, two things will happen. Is either I get choked or I throw up. So when your dreams are too big that you don't have plans on how to run the dream, on how to achieve it, you can get choked. So when we are getting choked, we are under stress. Those things we want to achieve, those day-to-day tasks, let's write it. Which one will come first? Which one will come second? Which one will come third? That's planning. So when we have good planning, another thing is proper time management skills. Now, in our to-do list tasks, we should always apply this. Which task is important? Which task is urgent? Now, urgent tasks are tasks that needs to be done, giving immediate attention. If you look at the tasks, if my daily routines, are there things I can let go at home that I shouldn't do now? Of course, I need to go to work every day. If I don't go to work, I will be sacked. If I don't do my the things I need to do, I'll be sacked. My manager gives me deadline of maybe a task to complete. I need to do that so that I don't get queried. So it's important. It has a deadline. Then let's do it on time. That's one of the ways to manage stress. Then another thing is let's learn to take one step at a time. When we plan well, we manage our time well, we are able to point out which task is urgent, which task is important. It helps us. We can also apply that to our finances. Let's plan our finance. How much is our money? How much are we earning? Now, what is my budget for the month? Then let's be honest with and let's be able to set boundaries. If someone is bringing something that we have not budgeted, we should not be afraid to say no. I think that's one of the areas we Africans are not learning. We don't know how to say no. People put burden on us and we accept it. No. We shouldn't carry burden that is not ours. For instance, as a woman, as a young lady, my dad would just say, okay, maybe he needs a car. I'm just using that as an example. He needs a new car. If he has a car and the car is functioning and it can take him to wherever he's going, why does he need a new car? Do I have the financial capacity to get him a new car? Will I put myself under pressure? So those are the things we need to be looking at. If it's not convenient, let's say no. We can say no politely. Sorry, it's not convenient. I can't do it. I can't afford to do this at this time. I will look at it in the nearest future. That's good. No pressure. Same with even us personally. Sometimes we put ourselves under stress because we want to buy things that we want and we do not need.
That we want and we do not need.
We want to buy things that we want and we do not need. And we now put ourselves under pressure. Some of us even go as far as going into debt because of want to please people. We want to appear rich. We want to appear better than others. Sorry, who is looking at you? Who is looking at you? I think one of the things that I've learned, most especially with the man I married, honestly, my husband will tell you, why do you want to do this? Why? And if you can sincerely answer the question why, I said sincerely, it will help us a lot. Why? Why should I do this now? Do I need this now? And sometimes we don't prioritize our goals. And that's why I mentioned the other time, planning our goals. Is it urgent? Is it important? Most times, important goals are long-term goals. But do we need to achieve it now? No. But we need to take some steps that will help us get there if we don't want to be under stress.
Sorry, I need to cut you now. Our time is fast spent.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can go on and on. Sorry for, we like to apologize for our startup. It wasn't so nice. So
Is it
sorry about that.
Facebook?
Then so much for coming on, on with us. I really appreciate all that you have discussed with us. Really thank you so, so much. I was told that you need to leave early, so, but before you
Yes.
leave, I quickly want to
Okay.
take a question before you go.
Okay.
I'd like to thank everyone watching. I'd like to thank Mr. Henry, even though even though Rose was saying you will not be able to join us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Sister Lara, for tuning in. So a question came up saying that
Okay.
how do you handle problems? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, how do you handle problems that are there staring at you in the face, but you don't have a solution? Talking about anxiety, talking about, you getting agitated, stressed, worked up. So now you have a problem and you don't want to be anxiety. I mean, you don't want to be anxious. You don't want to be stressed up. How do you tend to solve that problem? And the problem is
Okay.
staring in the eyes. You were talking about the fact that your husband is like, you know, explaining that, okay, if you are with someone like him, he will always ask you a question, why? Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to do that? So I don't know how you can relate it to this question
So,
now.
like, if you have a problem staring at you,
Yeah.
the first thing is, if you don't have the capacity to solve that problem, there's something we call support networks.
Hmm.
Every one of us, we have support networks, but most times we don't even recognize that it's there. We don't use it. And that's why I said speak out. Now, your support network starts with your family. Your family. If your family cannot solve that problem, if you take it to your family, you discuss it. How can you support me with this? How can you support me with this? How can you support me with this? And you can't solve, the family circle cannot solve that problem. Then the next support network you have are your friends. That is why in the journey of life, what kind of friends are you surrounding yourselves with? If you're surrounding yourselves with friends who cannot add value to you, please check your circle of friends and begin to change it.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry, are you done? No, if you still want to say something, please go ahead.
So
Go ahead, please.
if you have, so when you use your support networks well, you are not alone. Don't be isolated. No, a tree cannot make a forest, and that
Yes.
is why even a branch cannot make a tree, and that is why they are all connected together. In this life, we need each other to survive. So you have a problem, there must be somebody that can solve that problem.
Yeah.
There must be somebody. So you start with your inner circle. That's your family.
Mm.
Now, your family, you have your immediate family, yourself, your wife, your children. If your immediate family cannot solve it, then you have your siblings. And that is why when you get married, don't shut the door and say, it's me and my husband. No, no. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you shouldn't have clear boundaries. I'm not saying you shouldn't have clear boundaries. I'm not saying we shouldn't. Let's be clear. You can make friends, you can be very friendly, and must still have boundaries. And people will
Yeah.
respect it. You can be very open and still have boundaries. So we need to be clear with our boundaries. There is no problem, and that's the truth. That doesn't have solution. Your support network are very, very important. And most times we ignore the children. The children are very good support networks. I don't know what the problem is. If it's a financial problem, if the problem needs finance, that's why I said if your inner circle cannot solve it, your immediate family, use your siblings. What about your siblings? If your siblings cannot solve it, your friends.
Yeah.
Now, if your friends cannot solve it, you have another support network. That is your community. Your community includes your church,
Okay.
co-workers, your mosque, religious organizations, those that are Muslims. Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some that are in clubs. Some people are in like in the east we have women clubs. So all those networks if you are in a club or you are in an organization that you cannot be supported when there is a problem? Please leave. I say that unapologetically. If I'm your friend and you're not adding value to me, now when I say value, it does not mean it's financial alone. It might just be a word. Someone might have that information that you need to solve that problem. So use your support network. Use your support network.
I believe the person is hearing you. I believe the person is hearing you. The only thing
No,
that
when
is
your support network, you are using all your support network is failing, then go back to yourself. What are you not doing right?
okay.
So it means you need to work on yourself, because when you are kind to people, you will get kind people to support you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Elizabeth. We are very grateful for having you. In fact, usually, anytime we are coming up like that with a new topic and the rest, I usually prepare alongside with you. But from your own experience, it's way different from what I have here in my book. So I'm just wondering where to start from. I don't know where to pick it from, but those things one of the things that I have here is the fact that how can you really balance it? How can you balance stress? I mean, how can you manage anxiety, stress in a busy world? How can you really balance it? Because you have not really dwell on it. Yes, and
Now,
you
you
have
know
not
our
really.
word will always be busy. For instance, let me use myself. Let me use a woman now. Myself as a woman.
Okay.
I am a mother. I am a
Yes.
wife.
Yes.
I am a career person, and I am a
Yes.
business person.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
sometimes, some days in the morning, when I start my day, some days I start my day as early as 4 a.m.
Wow.
I start my day as early as 4 a.m. And to be honest, it's sometimes in a week, it's consistent like that.
Wow.
When I start my day, 4 a.m., I prepare meal for everybody for breakfast, my children, my husband, myself, to take to work. I drop off my daughter to school in the morning. There was a time I was dropping off both my son, my daughter, and I'll get to work because they both attend different school. My son is in the secondary school, my daughter is in the primary school, and I need to get to work before 9 a.m. So I'll get all of them ready. You know, you as a mother now, you'll be shouting, hurry up, time is going. We need to get into the car. You know, that hurry, this, in fact, sometimes before I get to work, I'm already,
Stressed up.
overwhelmed, and
Yes.
you drive, traffic, everything, you want to beat it, you get to work, then you have a long to-do list on your table. So once I drop off my daughter is the last person I drop off. And where we are, you don't just tell the child to walk to school. You will
So
stand
you have
until
to
the
go
child walks into the classroom before
classroom.
you now withdraw and say, oh, Baba, I'm going. And you still give a hug to show that you really care for the child. And, before you now start going. So when I get back into my car, start driving off to work, first of all, I have my water is always close to me. I'll drink my water, then I'll put on my music while I'm driving and I'll worship. I'll try to cool down my tension before getting to work. And when I get to work, and that's why I said planning. I already have what I'm going to do in my calendar for that day. Now, like I said, support network. There are some tasks that you can ask for help. Can anybody help me with this? Because with the nature of what I do, there are some tasks. With the nature of what I do, there are some tasks that you don't. It's not in your calendar. It will just pop up on that day, and you just need to attend to it. And that's why I was talking about urgent and important.
Okay.
Urgent and important. So for
Yeah.
you to be able to manage your daily life, what's urgent? Is it urgent? Is
Yes.
it important? Now, urgent is more, it comes first than important.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when I get to my job, there are things I need to do on a daily basis. If I don't do it, they will show me the way out. And for me to keep my financial flow, I need to do what I need to do at work. So I need to concentrate on my job. If I need a break, take a break. That's another thing I forgot to talk about. Let's learn to take a break. Let's learn to take a break. You know, you can ask for 5 minutes. Don't let us be afraid to take a break. Let's learn to take our leave. When I resumed this year, the first day I resumed, I emailed my manager my leave for the year on my first day. But some of us Africa, we don't even remember to take our leave. We don't remember to. So on a daily basis, when I get, and you know, sometimes my nature of work, I don't sit at a place. Sometimes I need to go out to visit. I need to write up assessment. And when I come back home, I still need to complete some writings at home. And when I come back home, what do? I say, okay, once I come back, I try as much as possible. Once I come in, I shut my laptop and I face the family again, because I won't say because I'm working. And my husband, you know, especially when you understand the kind of family, my family is different from every other family. I've got a husband that doesn't like going into the kitchen. Now, because I've known that he doesn't like that, I shouldn't use that against him. I will try as much as possible. Believe you me, I'm saying it on this platform, I cook almost every day.
Wow.
That's strong. There's
virtually no day I don't cook.
I have to laugh.
And that's because we are not used to food in the freezer.
Hey.
And I don't
Really?
say this, a lot of women laugh. I cook almost every day.
Babe, you are not stressed up.
Please let me go and live in your house.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Look, if I don't do it, I won't say it. But you know what? I started building my support network in the house.
Yeah.
My children are growing.
Yeah.
My daughter, my son, everybody now learns how to cook.
That's nice.
Everybody now learns how to cook. So the only person that's not learning is my husband, and that's because he's an adult. You cannot, you know. So
change that.
But my children are still growing. My son can cook. My daughter can cook.
Better.
My daughter is 10. My son is 12. They can cook. So if I make soup, they can boil rice. They can fry plantain. They can make themselves a cup of tea. They can put pizza in the air fryer. They can air fry their fries. And I make sure there's fruit in the fridge.
So
it's whatever works for you.
Your support system.
Yeah, I'm building it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I get stressed.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when I finish cooking, I have a timetable in my house of who we.
I was just, what happened? Please let her try and come back. Let her try and come back, please. She just left now. I don't know what happened.
Facebook has really been giving us the technical issues. Facebook.
It has given us boosters. It has given us boosters.
Serious one. Serious one.
It will make us to go in and think deep and see alternative way of doing it.
There's nothing we can do. Even like this, there was this program. This Kiniton problem on here. It's technical issue. There's nothing we can do. I'm trying to bring her back in.
Okay,
she's back.
She's back. Yeah, she's back.
I'm back. I'm back. Please, I'm gonna be. I will try to plug in. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm driving out, so I'm gonna just plug it into my car system.
Okay.
And I'll be speaking as I drive. Sorry.
No problem. In fact, we're past time, Seth.
Yeah. So I'm more than happy. If you can hear me, just let me know. I'm trying to fix the audio in my car.
Yes, we can hear you.
We are hearing you, but you are dark.
Yeah, you might not be able to see me because I'm gonna be driving. And it's dark
Okay.
already here in. It's dark.
Yes,
Dark already here in the UK.
yes,
But
we
what you
understand.
were saying the other time, it might not work for every home. We are used to that. We don't really like freezer food, so that's the truth.
Yeah,
That's the truth. So, but that doesn't mean it can work in your home. Whatever works for you,
you do.
you
Yeah,
apply it.
yeah.
Then another thing I do is like laundry. My children does laundry now.
Yeah.
That's what I talk
Fine.
about your support network. Can you hear me?
Yes,
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 we
yes,
hear
yes.
you.
Go on.
Yes,
We can hear you.
So that's what I talk about support network. So I think when
the network is fluctuating.
Yes, probably because she's driving.
Yeah.
a report that I need to type out and it's urgent, and the report is urgent. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
it's cut in anyway, but it's not. It's
The
not so.
network is fluctuating.
Let's just keep going. In the next when I get to where I'm going, I'll be very free to speak. Somebody else will take over the driving. Just bear with me.
But
So
we can
if the
even round up
report,
first.
yeah,
Okay.
if the report is not urgent, I'll leave it. I'll go to bed, and following day I wake up again and continue. So the truth is most times what we plan achieving on a daily basis, we might not achieve everything. But once we get to a level, once we have done the ones we can do, then we leave it, and the following day we continue. Are you
Yeah.
with me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
even God, even in the creation of the world, God did not create the world on a single day. He did what he could do on each day and continued his tasks the following day.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, that one I
So
go.
that is so that is what we are expected to do as human. Whatever task you can complete on a daily basis, complete it. And once there is a breaking of a day, there's a breaking of another day, the task
Continue.
continues. So the work continues. Now, whenever you are working, whenever you are managing the stress, whenever you are doing things that you need to do, and you feel tired, please take a break.
Thank you.
Please take a
That's
break.
about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Then another thing I also wanted to emphasize on or talk about is the fact that we women, we are like me, for example. I don't even know when to set the boundary. I don't know when to take the break, especially when it's something that I'm passionate about because I'm a baker. But when jobs comes like that to bake, smart. If I'm tired before the job comes in, the moment I get the job alert or I
We have
get
money.
the order, I go all the way. I just go all the way. Then not only that, I also have this issue. I I hate an environment that is not organized. Let me use it that way. Let me say it that way. So whatever it takes, I must make sure my environment is organized. I've had people come to me and tell me that why are you stressing yourself? Is anybody coming to visit you? I just don't like a disorganized environment. Now the question is, how do you draw that boundary? You know you're tired. You know you need the rest, and you are not giving yourself the rest. How do
Thank you.
how do you think about that? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think one of the things I learned also, I thank you. We are perfectionists. Can you just give me 1 minute? I think I need to pick a call and I'll.
Okay. It's all right. You can.
Mommy, can we run though?
No, let's
Maybe.
continue, please.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think being a perfectionist, you want everything to be to be sparkling. It's,
Ah, how do
it's
you know?
good. It's good. I was once like that too. There is nothing you will do if you sweep. I'll say, Did you sweep this place? Did you sweep this place? But my sister, you know what I do now?
Yes.
Everybody, because the truth is, if we don't allow most times our children do these things, we are doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
We are doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
The nature of my job has made me to see things parents
Differently.
failing. Now, do you know the reason why parents are failing? Those parents are failing to carry out their
No.
daily tasks because they did not learn, they were not trained by their parents. Parents get to
Okay.
do everything for them. They didn't go through
Yeah.
the training. When you allow your children get involved, you are training them for the future. You are training
Yeah.
them to become a better parent.
Yeah.
So let's stop this being too holy, being too perfect. Let them sweep their rooms the way they can. Then teach them, then correct them, allow them to learn.
Fine. It's all right.
So
Let
then
me
on a weekend,
okay.
like Saturday, then you can do it.
Okay.
So not every day. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
For
Yes,
instance, now,
yes.
last weekend, I didn't mop my house. I told my daughter to mop. Now, I have not mopped my house for 2 weeks, but today I mopped my house.
Okay.
Last week, I told my daughter to mop. I know she can never mop it the way I'm going to mop it.
Yes.
But
Okay
today,
now.
I mopped it to do it better. So next week, I won't mop again. Somebody else will mop. They will do it whichever way they know how to do it. And we will all live in it like that.
Yes.
Yes.
And over
Yeah. Yeah.
time, they will learn to do it. So we can't be doing everything for them. We can't be doing. If we are doing everything for them, when they get married, will you follow them to their house? When they go to the uni, will you follow them to do those things for them?
I know. I
So
wonder.
let's make them responsible. Let's
Okay.
commit responsibilities into their hands. If we do not do that, they won't learn.
Yes.
They
Yes.
won't learn. So gradually they will also become good adults. If we don't
Yeah.
train them, some of the reasons why we have social workers today is because some homes have failed.
Yes.
So
And
yes. So
that's the truth. I don't want to talk
yeah.
too much on it because we are not supposed to be judgmental. I'm not being judgmental here, but let's correct what needs to be corrected so that the society will not become so bad.
Yeah. You are very correct. So another thing I want you to also mention before we round up is this. From your own perspective, you kind of just explain anxiety, stress, and how to control or manage it. But part of the things that I study and I pen down here is the fact that anxiety and stress can get to a point whereby an individual can go into depression. Yes or yes?
Yes, yes, that's true.
Can go into depression that they'll need a professional, they'll need counselor, they'll really need some things to really bring them back to themselves. And part of those, I mean, the reason why those things happen is because one, they don't manage their sleep well. Some people don't get adequate sleep. Some are overwhelmed, that they don't understand when to draw the boundary. Meanwhile, some can be out of the fact that, oh, I don't want my spouse to complain. I don't want my spouse to get on my nerves. I don't want him to do this. I just want to be the perfect wife. Or me, I just want to be the perfect spouse. It could either be the husband or the wife. So I just want to be the perfect spouse. What can you say to people like that, please?
Thank you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Depression is accumulated anxiety. That's what leads to depression. When most times you're worried, and most times what we are worried about, if it's something we can help, let's take the right steps. Now, you can't be a perfect wife or husband. Then when we are going through such challenges, I think the best thing we need to do, let's discuss it with our spouse. Let's
Okay.
discuss it. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because I'm almost there. Let's discuss it with our spouse. When we discuss, it helps us to, to get help. It helps us to get help when we discuss. Oh, I think I'm lost right now.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, ma. Okay, mommy,
Sorry.
please, I try to round up. Come on, so that woman will consent.
Okay, okay, finish that. If you can finish that question, I don't mind.
Okay, yeah, I want to say just please, can you just give me a minute? Let me see if I'm in the right place.
Okay.
I think I need my sat nav right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Mommy,
Okay, can we have,
round up.
you know what is going to happen? We can allow you to go while we round up the program.
We can.
Yeah.
Yes. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, so please, Miss Elizabeth, if you can hear me, any other question that pops up, please, you can help us to answer it on this platform. Well, outside that, I know that it's just me that have, I have the floor now. Coordinator, audit, let me finish. When I'm done, then we can just say our
I'm
byes.
not saying anything. Me say I want to zoom out.
So, hope you don't have any question. That's another thing.
No, the question. You have asked the question. I'm not asking question.
So, let me just add one or two things
Yes.
to what she has said.
Yes, please.
What I'm just trying to add to it is the fact that when she mentioned that aspect of seeking support, you know, another thing that I would have loved her to explain or expatiate on is that so many people don't even know that they are going through stress. Like people in Nigeria, like we that are in Africa, we take stress with dignity, with pride. We don't even know that we are stressed up. We don't know that we are going through stress. I must confess to you, it is lately that I understand the word stress. Prior to this time, I don't see anything as stress. I believe it's hard work. I believe it's because I'm dealing with, I'm not lazy. That is the way I can see it. But looking at with what has happening, with what has been happening around me, I realize, one is not getting younger. You that age is something, and it's beginning to tell on your body that, oh, you need to take things easy. Like I shared with you what happened to me in January, second week in January. It to be in a place that it happened and I had nobody to help me. You know what we'll be talking about now. But thank God it wasn't like that. So understanding is there. So I like to tell people and I like to tell women, don't let your spouse put you under any pressure. Don't let your peers put you under any pressure. Whatever you don't have a solution or an answer to, or you don't have the ability to withstand to the very end, pause, take a deep breath, relax, get yourself, get to understand yourself, get to understand what is happening to you at that point in time, and then you can later go back to it. It is better you are late executing the project than you are on time losing, entering into health challenge. So you need to get it right, balance things up. You are not in a competition. Nobody is watching you. Nobody is putting you under unnecessary pressure. And if anybody is putting you under any form of pressure, and you feel you cannot achieve or attain it, seek help. Just like she told us, seek support, seek help, speak loud, shout loud, let people hear you, let people know what you are going through. Don't be quiet, don't be silent. It doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you less inferior or less superior. It doesn't add any negativity to you. You are just expressing yourself, and it doesn't make you a weakling. So don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. That is just what I want to add to it. And please, our lines are open to you. If you are going through any pressure, if you are experiencing any form of anxiety right now, or you are going through stress, based on the fact that you are the one doing everything, especially when you are the only one fending for the family, feel free to talk to us on our platform. And I want to encourage everybody that is watching or will be watching this video later, and you really want, you love what you are hearing, please click on the, on the follow button, click on the like button on our page, follow us so that every time we come on here, you will see the notification and you can join in, you can tune in. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for tonight. I don't know if our coordinator have anything to add to what we have just said.
No, ma.
Okay, if there's no contribution, our time is fast spent. We are supposed to be here in 1 hour, but most times when we exceed the time, we shouldn't be more than like a 10 to 20 minutes. But sorry for for taking your time tonight. Why? Number one is the network issue. I believe we will have had more people than this. So when the network was fluctuating, many people, went off. But please, I encourage each and every one of us all join. Like our page, so that when we are on air, you can always receive a notification. Mrs. Mrs. Elizabeth Adedayo, we really appreciate you for coming tonight. I want to appreciate everybody that tuned in. Ms. Lara and Mr. Henry Eze, we really appreciate each and every one of you. And as many that have gone, let the page or platform before the end of the program. Please, I encourage you to go back and watch the whole video because I know that there is something here that will definitely bless you and help you in your work life. Thank you so much. This is how we wrap it up tonight. We like to say our byes now, and we look forward to having you next week. And I believe it will be a better show next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you so